and Radhika find out that they have both been roped into a high stakes business meeting with their families. Despite their constant bickering, they unexpectedly make a great team and bring their ideas together in a way no one anticipated. Radhika, in a slightly impressed voice, says, "Well, I'll admit it, that idea wasn't bad." That was when Chibuzor suggested an idea. "I didn't think you had it in you, Chibuzor." Grinning, Chibuzor responds, giving her a playful nudge. "What did I tell you? Nigerian men can do more than just eat rice and throw parties." Giggling despite herself, Radhika says, "Okay, okay, I get it. Maybe not all Nigerian men are hopeless." Flashing his charming smile, Chibuzor says, "I told you, just wait until you taste my jollof. Then we'll talk about teamwork." Radhika has been avoiding Chibuzor after a heated disagreement at a client meeting earlier that week. On this particular night, she was standing by the railing of the rooftop, staring into the Lagos skyline, unsure why she even came. Then she heard footsteps behind her. Chibuzor says softly, "I thought you wouldn't come." Radhika says quietly, "I almost didn't, but I wanted fresh air and maybe to yell at you again." He chuckled nervously, then held out a cup of coffee he'd bought from a small Indian restaurant in town. "Peace offering," he says. "Mint pistachio. Your favorite, right?" Radhika was surprised. "How do you even..." Chibuzor interrupted. "I listen, even when you're yelling." They both laughed, genuinely this time. The tension melted, and for once, there was no sarcasm, no one-upmanship, just silence, shared smiles, and something that felt dangerously like closeness. Radhika says in a teasing but soft voice, "We are not completely useless after all." "Thanks, I think," Chibuzor says. And their love story really began. They explored Lagos together. One weekend, they decided to go to Takwa Bay Beach, Lagos, on a casual date. It wasn't supposed to be a date initially, but it started as a dare. Radhika said he couldn't survive a day without checking his mail, and Chibuzor said she couldn't go 1 hour without sarcasm. So, Chibuzor says, "Okay, I build the sandcastle. You supervise like a true CEO." Radhika, scooping sand with her hand, says, "Correction, COO, Chief Obstruction Officer." They bickered, teased, and chased each other into the waves. Then they sat, drenched, sandy, and breathless, staring at the horizon. Suddenly, Chibuzor became serious. "My mom used to bring me here when I was small. She'd say, 'The sea doesn't shout to be heard, it just is.'" That's beautiful," Radhika responded. She looked at him like it was the first time she truly saw him, and he looked at her like he'd been waiting for her his whole life. Another Saturday, they were at Chibuzor's kitchen with aprons on, pots bubbling, and music playing. They were competitive to the last grain of rice, jollof on one side, biryani on the other. The kitchen was chaos, but their laughter was louder than the blender. "If anyone faints after eating your rice, I'm not doing CPR," Radhika says. "Same to you," Chibuzor responded, "except I'll post it on TikTok first." They fed each other spoonfuls, mock-gagged, then smiled. Radhika says, smirking, "I hate to say this, but your jollof is dangerously good." Chibuzor says with a wink, "I put extra pepper, just like you, spicy and unpredictable." And another day, at Radhika's rooftop apartment, on a low blanket, quiet music, eating suya and samosas, their worlds collided on that rooftop. India and Nigeria, noise and stillness, Old hurts and new hopes. Radhika says, I didn't think I'd fall for anyone here. I always thought I'd go back. Chibuzor responded, maybe you came here for a reason. Softly, Radhika says, maybe the reason is sitting beside me, eating suya like it's popcorn. He reached out, not to kiss her yet, but to hold her hand. And that night, the silence between them was no longer empty, it was full. After a few weeks of dating, Chibuzor felt it was time for them to meet his parents as a couple. At Chibuzor's parents' spacious living room in Ikoyi, his mom, a stylish society woman, was sipping zobo in a gold-rimmed glass while scrolling through her phone. His dad is pretending to read the newspaper but is actually eavesdropping. When Chibuzor dropped the R-bomb, Radhika and I are getting serious. His mother nearly spilled her zobo. She shouted, sitting up dramatically. From where? India? Chibuzor, in this whole Lagos, you didn't see one good Igbo girl with hips and home training? Though both parents had teased each other with the other, they didn't truly mean it. They were skeptical about interracial marriage. So, Mama Chibuzor's drama is understandable. Papa Chibuzor, grunting, said from behind his paper, so she'll now be cooking all those curry things. No ogbono, no unkobi. Hey, Chineke. Chibuzor says, Mommy, Daddy, she's not just anyone. She's smart, respectful, and she knows how to make biryani that slaps harder than Auntie Uju's jollof. Mama Chibuzor crossed her arms and said, you better not be under jazz. Indian jazz is stronger than Nigerian one. I watched Z-World, you know. But deep down, Mama was already planning the wedding outfit. She just needed to fight first. Love later. It's a rite of passage, you know. At Radhika's family apartment in Lekki, her dad was sipping chai, her mom folding clothes while rewatching an old Shah Rukh Khan's movie in the background. When Radhika casually dropped, there's someone, his name is Chibuzor, her mom did a double blink. Chibuzor what? Beta, is that short for something like Christian Basker? Radhika laughed nervously. No, mom, he's the same Chibuzor that you know. And you know that he's Nigerian, full Niger, and he's serious about me. Her dad looked over his glasses. We know him and know he's Nigerian. But have you asked if he can handle spice? What about Bollywood movies? Will he understand Kabi Kushi Kabi Gam? Her father jokingly said. Though Radhika wasn't too sure if it truly was just a joke. Her mom says, in a panicked voice, and what would Auntie Pooja say at the temple? Your daughter ran off with a Ninja boy? She actually hadn't thought a suggestion to them to date would truly lead to something like this. She had only wanted Radhika to be marriage conscious. Radhika responded, he treats me with respect, Mom. He listens to me. He even wants to learn Hindi. The mom said suspiciously, did you test him with Chennai Express or just 3 idiots? If you're enjoying this Niger-India love story, please stay tuned for the next part tomorrow. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.